Welcome to More Than Mindset, the only podcast that bridges the gap between spirituality and success. Go beyond the mind with clarity and confidence coach Kim Guillory and learn how to integrate your passion to serve with your skills and experience to create a business you love. Let's get started.
Hello, and welcome back to the show. I am talking about setting targets and goals, the importance of it, the importance of having a clear vision, a path where you know how to attain those goals. First of all, you have to set them. And in order to set them, you have to have a clear driver, which most people call their why. I call it a driver because it is the thing that drives action. The driver is the reason behind you staying in the game, not quitting, committing. So that's from the top. Vision. What do you want to do with your life? What is the ultimate vision? That is the goal. It is the legacy. And you know what? You might not meet it in this lifetime, but you still set it. And the way to get to the goal is through clearly defined targets. A target is something tangible. It's something that you could meet today. So the goal is the overall vision, the legacy, the thing that you ultimately want to do. The targets are the benchmarks. So you can see where you at, how far you are from getting the rest of the way. So thought it was important to get clear on those things so that you can know how to set them and know how to reach them. So this is something I won't say I've been researching and studying, but this has been a big change for me. I used to come from the perception of this is what I was dealt. This is the hand I was born to. It's just how life is. If it was meant to be different, it would have been different. That is how I used to think. That was my mindset. I would just kind of bow down to whatever life was delivering. I don't feel that way anymore. I want to be reaching my potential. I want to have some control, some predictability, some sustainability. And I don't mean that by I need to control everything that happens in my life. I mean it by I need to be self-governed and I need to control my attitude, my beliefs, and my actions that lead to my results. That's two totally different things. So in order to get anywheres, but here, you have to have these things mapped out. You have to know where you're going. Otherwise, it's like being on the back roads, riding around with no stop signs, no road signs, no GPS. You're just like going in circles or squares, and you have no idea what else is out there, what you're heading towards. You're just basically just sitting behind the steering wheel and just seeing what comes around the corner. And then don't even realize that you're passing the same thing over and over and that you've already been there before. So when your results are not visible, you haven't reached them, and I'm talking money, weight loss, any goal that you have set, any vision that you have, if you don't have the numbers to prove the results, that means that you didn't have a target. Because if you have a target, you would be performing towards it. So for those of you who are listening, and it's just mysterious to you how much money you made this year, how much weight you didn't lose this year. Like, I don't know what's going on. Something's happening. These are all the results that I got. If this is you, you want to listen to this all the way through. When the numbers are not there, That means the target is not there. So if you don't have the results that you want right now, how can you take responsibility for what you do have? Because this is really all about radical self-responsibility. It's all about the personal drive that's inside of you, the discipline, the commitment, the actions that you're taking towards what you want. If you don't have a target, you'll underperform your potential. So let me just ask you this question. Do you want to reach your potential in this lifetime? Is that important to you? Or are you happy with just waking up and playing the hand that was dealt? Do you know that you can call for a reshuffle? Like, I fold, send me another hand. Or create your own hand. Go into the deck and choose the cards that you want to play. Did you even know that was possible? I didn't know that was possible. So this big change came about, I guess, about 8 years ago. And I now work with quite a few of you who are, I don't know if it's afraid or if you feel defiant or if you feel guilty about money, about results, about like doing something extravagant in your life. And it makes me sad, not because I need you to do it, because I'm sad that you're settling. I'm sad that you're negotiating. And I'm sad that you're okay with mediocre. Like mediocrity is an illness. Like just being normal and like okay, like just going to be like everybody else. It's a sickness. You're going to go downhill if you're not pushing and growing new muscles. I'm not talking about not being satisfied. I'm talking about pushing yourself to the cusp of what is possible within your life in this body. It's not about, like, I was talking to some coaches in training today about weight loss and just kind of being happy with being overweight. And there's this, I don't even know what this movement about just loving yourself like you are. The amount of money that you make is good. The house that you live in is good. Everything is great. You should be lucky. You should feel lucky. You should be happy. Why do you want to push? As if it's a bad thing to be driven and to want to experience something else, to be healthier, to be wealthier. What is the problem with that? I want you to really ask yourself this question. What is wrong with wanting more and being in gratitude? Just because you want more does not mean that you are not grateful. And I think there's a misunderstanding around this. So many people are willing to tell us that we should just be satisfied and we should settle and we should be happy with what we have. So many people are worse off than we are. You know the story. Guys, don't let them fight for your limitations. Find someone who's willing to fight for your potential, who's willing to light the fire and push the edges. Get yourself a mentor. Get yourself a group of friends who want to do better. I was talking to my financial advisor. I might have said this a couple of episodes ago, a few weeks ago, and he used the term Christian capitalism, which is taking what you have, multiplying and expanding it for good, pleasing God in that way, in serving a higher capacity because you're capable of it. And if you don't have the vision and you don't have the goal and you don't have the targets and the discipline and the commitment, and you're not willing to take action every single day to prioritize it, you're not going to be able to do it. And I don't want to convince or push anyone. I just work with a lot of people who are settling. They're settling for employees who don't do their best work, who take 2 hours to decide what they're going to eat for lunch on their payroll. Like 2 hours a day instead of producing and doing great work, they're using the time to chit chat, to complain, and to decide what they're going to eat on the company's time. That is not going to help anyone reach the potential, whether you are the owner or you are the employee. Guys, it feels so much better to do better. I've been talking about this all day long, so I thought it would be an easy one just to kind of let it flow. And it's because it's so important to me that I don't settle. I don't want to die a settled soul. Just not interested in that. I just want to explore. I want to express. I want to become. I want to be an example of coming out of the pits of hell into prosperity unapologetically. And that's not easy to do today, especially with social media. I put up a post about if you want to attain wealth, then you need to first increase your income. And there's even a comment on there like, well, it depends on what wealth is. You know what? Money. Make a lot of money so you can take care of yourself and your family. Most of us are one serious accident away from something very terrible. You can lose everything in one incident. So wealth is making money. Stop being afraid to say it. You live in the material world, and the language of the material world is money. You need money to go anywheres, to do anything. I just would love to demystify that bullshit that it is bad or greedy or that there's a problem with making hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars. So what? Who cares what people think when they are limiting you? Stop it. Be okay with financial wealth, health, because it costs to take care of your body, to feed it, to nurture it, for it to move optimally, to supplement what is not in the food sources. All of this stuff costs money. To be mentored, to be coached, to grow us, to change our thought process, it takes money. Set the goal to be the absolute best version of yourself. That's the goal. Now, what are the targets that are going to get you there? One of those should be money. Just saying. One of those should be to make enough money to be able to have a pleasurable, joyful experience on planet Earth. You want to see other countries. You want to sell the seas. You want to have spa days with your kids. You want to have a reliable vehicle on a regular basis. I'm not talking about buying a reliable vehicle one time and then not being able to do that again and again as you wear them out and use them. Stop trying to hold on. Stop living in scarcity. Push yourself to get to the next version of yourself. Make the phone calls, do the follow-up, offer to service the world. There are so many people looking for help. Go and be the help. Go and be the servant. Go and be the provider. Go and solve problems and receive money in exchange. Stop shortcutting yourself. Stop it. Stop apologizing. Stop saying you don't need it, that it's not important, because it's not true. Even if it's not important that you have a huge bank account, it is important that you are safe and that you are provided for and that you are healthy. And that right there is reason enough to acquire wealth. It's reason enough to educate yourself. Most of us are not literate. Like, we don't have financial literacy. We don't understand the systems of the world. We don't understand investments. And because we don't believe we'll ever have enough to invest, we didn't educate ourselves. But right now, you can get educated. There is so much information out there. There's so many people who can help you, who have done it. There's so many examples to follow. Are you willing? Are you willing to expand the vision? Double the vision that you have right now. Just double it and see what it feels like in your body. And then double it again. And then double it again. Because most of us have a big problem about not thinking big enough. And that's why we don't take massive action. Because we set this little tiny goal so that we're not disappointed if we don't reach it. And then we don't have enough gumption to even get to that. So if you set the big goal, then you're going to have to take bigger steps. And then you're going to get like past that little tiny goal almost immediately. We have been indoctrinated with a limited mindset. Are you willing to get rid of that? Are you willing to get brainwashed? Get rid of all the limited thoughts. Set the big vision. Reach the interval targets. That just means if you want to lose 100 pounds, you start setting targets of when you're going to lose 10 and 10 and 10 and how you're going to do that and how you're going to maneuver through the process. And then what will happen, because you're in massive action, because you're committed, because you're disciplined, because you're in routine, the result is going to come. You don't think about not having the result. You don't think about how hard it's going to be. You don't think about how long it's going to take. You only think about the targets that are right in front of you, and you let the other part go. If you spend time trying to figure it out, trying to be perfect, it's going to take you further away from it, and it's going to take you longer. So back up, set tiny targets that are attainable. Do not quit. Do not negotiate. Do not stop, and don't listen to the bullshit people are telling you that you don't need to think bigger, or you don't need to go bigger, or you don't need to grow, or you don't need to have more. Don't listen to it. Cut it away. Cut them out. You might have to have them in your life physically, but you don't have to let them in your brain. Put the guards up. Don't receive that information. Don't listen to the negativity. Don't listen to the complaining. Only focus on the gain. And the gain is competition with yourself. Where did you start and where are you now? Look back and look at how far you have come. If you are listening to this, and if you are still listening to this, I know that you are driven, you are focused, you are a dreamer, you are a go-getter, because everyone else has already turned this one off. Okay? I believe in you. Could you believe in you? Are you willing to set bigger visions, bigger goals, and take tangible steps that are targets to get there? All right. I'm wishing you an amazing week. If you know anyone who needs a little kick in the butt, send them the show. I would appreciate you sharing so that we can reach more people. And I am working on another show that is all about wealth and business and improving your income, working with people and culture. It's really based on people and profits. That's going to be coming out soon. This one will continue. We're going to keep talking about the personal part here, and I will talk about the professional and the financial part here. So leave me, or give me 5 stars, leave me a review, share with a friend, let me know how it's working for you. Set it. Don't forget it. Set it and don't forget it. All right, guys.
Thanks for listening to this episode of More Than Mindset.